Stop letting the internet decide which watches you should buy. Hey, it's Alt from Alta Gear, and I just got back from the gym trying out a new pre-workout. This guy here, C4 Dynasty. It's one of their anniversary editions. Really good pre-workout, really like it. For those that didn't know, I am a pretty avid gym goer. I try to stay fit. As you get older, staying fit's more important to your overall health and happiness. So definitely, if you are getting a little on in age, go to the gym. It's in your benefit. So when you're working out sometimes on these pre-workouts, some of the ingredients in them are focus enhancers. And those focus enhancers will sometimes make you a little bit introspective and make you think about things that you probably normally wouldn't think about yourself when you're placed in the universe. And one of the things I realized is one of the mistakes we as watch people make is we often make our decisions vicariously. And what I mean is we will allow people on YouTube and on forums to tell us what we like. And I think that's a terrible mistake. I think that's robbing a whole generation of hobbyists from exploring a collection that truly reflects their tastes, their preferences, and where they want their collection to grow. Because really, watch collecting is a story of growth and change over time. So if you're like me, you probably started as a kid with a Casio or a Swatch, and then one day you wanted a more expensive watch. For me, I really loved the Movado museum watch, fascinated with that watch for years, and ultimately you move on to things like Omega and Rolex and Zenith, whatever. So I think what we've allowed ourselves to do is allow gurus on the internet to say what's a good purchase and not a good purchase, and not really factoring in what our personal preferences are. And I'm convinced this is contributing to the whole flipping saga we're seeing, especially with Rolex. A lot of Rolexes are flipped. Tudor is another brand that's often flipped. In my own situation, I purchased the Tudor Black Bay with the blue bezel. It was actually my first expensive watch that I got about a year ago, around this time of year. And I ultimately sold that watch. Now, I was convinced that was going to be an incredible, phenomenal watch, and I really didn't do the appropriate research before paying out that cash and ultimately flipping it. And, I'll say I'm a big fan of Archie Luxury. I'm sure many of you guys are too. And Archie Luxury was a real big advocate of the Tudor Black Bay, saying it was a fantastic diver and all that, but I wasn't that impressed. And I allowed his opinion, in addition to others, he isn't the only one, to convince me that was a watch I was going to like. Ultimately, sold it, got the Omega Seamaster Professional, love the watch, fantastic, much more in tune with who I am. Another example is watch sizes. So how many guys on the internet are telling you that the 36 millimeter is a girl size watch? I'm sure a lot. I mean, I've heard it from Archie. I've read it on numerous forums. Don't get a 36. You got to get the 38, 39. 36 is too small. No, it's not. I'm wearing a 36 millimeter right now. This is my Tudor Prince Day Date. I love this watch. It fits really well for a 36 millimeter. It's really proportional to my frame. I'm not a small guy. I'm 5'11". I'm about 205 pounds right now. And never once when I put this thing on has anyone ever said that is a feminine sized watch. That's actually today's glint wristwatch, the Tudor 76213. Did a review on it, check it out. I love the watch. Love the watch. So there are many instances where you may find yourself in that situation. And that's often led to the phenomena of Rolex, Rolex, Rolex. Well, Rolex, Rolex, Rolex is not the right answer. It may not be the right answer for you. Go shopping at your local AD. The AD is one of your best friends when it comes to deciding what watch is right for you. I know there's a lot of dislike for ADs, but that dislike really stems around one brand. One brand, Rolex. There's nothing wrong with ADs for Breitling or Omega or Panerai or IWC. All of the nonsense associated with ADs revolves strictly around Rolex. So don't rule out the AD for your buying experience. I like my local AD. It's been very helpful to go to the AD, try on these watches, see what fits, what doesn't. really get an idea of what is happening in the watch world, because you can't do that through the internet. It doesn't matter how many sites you read, it doesn't matter how many videos you watch. Nothing is a replacement for getting a watch on your wrist and deciding if that watch is for you. And I'll give you another example. Hublot. Hublot is trash according to everyone on the internet. But when I was in Italy, I tried on a Hublot Classic Fusion and I really liked it. I thought it was a fantastic looking and proportional watch on my wrist. It doesn't mean I'll buy one, but I now have a real opinion on that watch that's not entirely dependent on what rappers and NBA players and European football players or YouTube gurus tell me. I now have a fully formed opinion on my own as to what I think of Hublot. And I think everyone needs to do that. You need to go to your AD, you need to go to your watch dealers, you need to get these watches in your hand, try them on, hold them up in the mirror, do all kinds of wristwatch checks, see how it fits on your frame, your personality, your tastes, and maybe not worry so much about value retention or, resale, any of those things, because those things are never going to give you as much gratification as something you're happy with on the wrist. Another example, the Rolex Air King. And I'm going to mention Archie again. I'm not dogging Archie because I actually like his channel a lot. But Archie really is an advocate for the Air King. Tried it on, got it on my wrist. I didn't like it. I thought it was actually a pretty hideous watch. I didn't like it at all. So this is something you have to discover for yourself. Don't let watch gurus tell you what you want. Don't let them tell you what you like and what's in style. These things are entirely subjective and on a case-by-case basis for the person. And this is why, honestly, I feel watch collecting about 20 years ago was a much more interesting hobby, because we didn't have this internet hive mind of experts constantly telling us what's good and what's not, and it's all about resale and it's all about value retention. Get that stuff out of your head. Visit your AD, try on these watches. Anyway, I'm rambling. So my main point is stop living vicariously through YouTube gurus and forums and start discovering which watches you like for yourself. You'll be a lot happier for it.